everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to fix yet another dead MacBook. On the desk I have this strange schematic. What is this? What is this?
It's a MacBook schematic. Designed by an Apple engineer.
Why is east left and west right?
Because it's an Australian one. Made in Australia.
This was made by Alex.
No?
What is this strangeness? PCH goes to JTAG. JTAG goes to ground. Wireless heatsink with a big brain.
That's a transformer.
Coliseum. PM sleeve S4L goes to nowhere. Eli number.
Yes, that's a resistor with a...
Don't you have college?
Hmm?
Don't you have a degree you should be working on getting?
I mean...
Classes?
There is no classes.
I see a bridge rectifier over there.
That's a brainwash rectifier. Full-way brainwash. You brainwash people with it.
Focus on your schoolwork, Alex.
No.
You have a degree to get.
What degree? I want to work as a repair technician for the rest of my life.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You're going to get a real job.
An Apple engineer?
Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take this MacBook and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it and make it work again. The first thing we do here on every single MacBook before we get started on it is remove the coronavirus from it. Die, Corona. Die, die, die. Yes. Die, coronavirus. You're telling me, TCRS. Alan says, what's wrong with Kopaz's haircut? What's wrong? Just because he looks like Kim Jong mentally ill right there. This is Alex's haircut.
Did I just flip out like Paul? I think I should just... Yeah, Paul.
Alex cut his own hair.
Could have done worse.
Chris, they have. When they come back, M-Star. When they're back. When they arrive. Not a second sooner. When they arrive, I will have them. Die, Corona. Die. Corona. 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 There's too much laughing going on outside. I think it's time to let out the drone. Okay. Let's open this thing up. That's my overhead camera up there. Everybody, say hello to the new overhead camera tripod. Look at that. No more shaky, 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 shaky cam. Say goodbye to shaky, 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 shaky cam. Shaky cam is no more. Rest in broken pieces of crap at the bottom of the garbage. Hello, crazies. Those are some furry fans. It's wet fur. My least favorite type of fur. Okay. So the first thing that we do when we open this MacBook is we're going to unplug its battery. After the battery's unplugged, we're going to plug the charger in. The reason that we unplug the battery is because the battery is going to be charged by the motherboard if I plug the charger in. And that is going to affect my amperage readings. It's going to read more amperage. Now, the battery is not like a lot of the other things here. It's going to take a different amount of power depending on how charged it is, which means I'm never going to be able to get a reading as to exactly what the board is using, which is what I'm trying to do. So if I want to get a reading on how much power the board is using by itself, what I need to do is unplug the battery. I'm cleaning off my USB-C amp meter. I'm plugging in the USB-C amp meter. And let's see what it says. The USB-C amp meter says 5.1 volts, 34 milliamps. And it's not going up from there. It's stuck at 33 milliamps at 5.1 volts. Next up, we're going to take the board out of the case, see if we can figure out what's wrong with it, fix this MacBook, and make it work again. Hello, Piernov. How are you? By the way, that board the other day that was stuck at 0 amp usage, no amps, PP bus G3 hot 0.5 volts, that would only go to 20 volts after sitting for 40 or 50 seconds. Yeah, Chris drove himself nuts. He replaced Thunderbolt chip, BIOS, SMC, everything that communicates with it, and then he just wanted to cry. I feel bad for him. Nobody deserves stuff like that in their queue, except for Paul, of course. I need tweezers. Where are my tweezers? Here, tweezer. Here, tweezer, 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 tweezer. Alex? Here we go. What's in the fans? Probably some nice, dirty, filthy cum that's dried off because it's in a fan and the fans are going to dry it. I'm guessing it's cum. Would you like some? Let's take the board out of the casing. I need a bigger magnet. Alex, find me some magnets.
Where am I getting?
I don't know.
Steal it?
That's what I would usually do. We should buy some more, but definitely stealing is an excellent short-term solution. Paul is an excellent marksman. If he gets shot, that's on him. All right. So here I'm starting to see some corrosion, and I haven't even taken the board out of the case. And this is very obvious type of corrosion right here that I see. See? And no shaky cam. I love it. This is the power button area. This is the headphone jack. This is the power button. Good evening. When I'm using Diabo to find a short, what kind of number on the multimeter would you consider a short to ground? Oh, that depends on what it is you're measuring. If you're measuring a CPU, virtually never. If you're measuring, thank you, Alex. If you're measuring a main power line, it depends on the power line. Because you have to remember, in order to put out amperage, the lower the voltage, the lower the resistance to ground is going to need to be in order for you to get more power. So what you're going to have to do is compare it with the donor board. So what is it that you're measuring? What power line on what board? Sushi ordered, should be there in 30 to 45 minutes. Got to run a dinner with my folks. Have a good evening. Christopher Kelly, you are too kind. Thank you very much. Wait, an actual liquid damaged Mac? Yes. This MacBook will wake up to a pandemic world. Yes. Where can I buy a hamster wheel to power my PC? That's a very Twitch type of question you just asked there. That's an incredibly Twitch question to be asking. I miss going to a good sushi place. Why? You're not able to... Oh, yeah. Do you have Grubhub or anything like that, Traditionalist? Cinevision is here. She bought parts for the dryer, exhaust filter, and indoor dryer, exhaust pipe setup thingy. So will Louis read my questions even if I don't donate? Maybe. Absolutely. So what is it that you need? What rail are you measuring in diode mode? Diode mode I usually use when I'm comparing figures with a working board and a dead one. That's where it comes in the most handy for me. You also don't have to use diode mode on power lines. You can use it on all different types of set. You can use it on I2C data lines and all sorts of things, and compare figures with a good board to a dead board. By the way, everybody, say hello to Cinevision in the chat, also known as Erica. I probably should not be telling people that Erica is my girlfriend. I should let people think that I'm single. Like that Amaranth lady. See, what's probably standing between me and women in the chat donating $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a month to me is that I've let people know that I'm not single. It was a bad business decision. So we're going to take our screws here and we're going to put them all in this little baggie. I'm going to take the board, put it on the desk, machine on the side. I really do have to clean out this mess of the shelf. Off topic, how much do you charge to recover data from a partially dead RAID 0 SSD? Quoted $800 for a local recovery business. That sounds about right for the course. Yeah, James, I would say that. Also, stop giving me money. Ruslan says, Erica will repair a couch tonight, Louis. Good job. Christopher Kelly says, I have donated without any sexual favors. Says you. All right. You know, that's fine. You want to keep things to yourself. I'm not going to violate your privacy like that. I have an A1465 early 2014 coming that I bought off eBay. The ad says the keyboard is not working. What do I look for when I get it? Bad trackpad cable and then the bad keyboard. Okay, now I removed the polarizing filter from the microscope. A lot of you have said that this thing really only works if you're also polarizing the light as well, and since I was not polarizing the light, that it's not actually going to work or do anything. So this is pretty much a waste of $100. Such is life. You live and learn. So I'm going to find, let's see what the image looks like with this new light. Now remember, I got this new light because I needed a brighter one as a result of putting the polarizer filter on. So all of this was kind of silly. I'm going to stop torturing myself trying to make everything look all pretty and pretty prim and proper and sexy and just deal with what I got. Whoa. Okay, so first things first. I did clean the camera, so I am going to have to refocus everything now. Stop that, Copass.
No.
I'm donating because you may need the money for a decent haircut once barbershop's open. I could turn off that HDR rubbish. Alright everybody, this is what a MacBook looks like. What do you all see? Alex, you scrub this with that white microfiber until it is as clean can be.
Is it the lens?
That's the polarizer filter thing. May do a before and after later. Hmm. Wow. Polarizer? No polarizer. Polarizer? Hmm. Kind of curious. Should I leave it on or no? Nah, it's just been acquiring a ridiculous amount of light for no reason. So as you can see, we have corrosion by one of our CD3215 chips, and I'm guessing that that's going to be the cause of our problem. Also, everything looks kind of blurrier than it used to. I cleaned out the camera lens and all that, but I don't know if I actually made anything better or worse. My pursuit of perfection has screwed me once more. Alright. So, one of the things I'm going to do here is reflow that CD3215, but before I do that, I'd like to unscrew the charge port. As that charge port being screwed there may screw me later. Don't use standard microfiber towels and lenses. You really, like, people have said you can't use a paper towel on it, use a microfiber. Then it's not, then the goalpost is, don't use a microfiber, use this. It's like, oh, what the fuck? What do you want from me? I'll ask God himself for, make me something special, come down from the mountain that I'm allowed and approved to use.
I hope you're bored, Donnie. What's on now?
I hope your penis stops functioning when you reach middle age.
I hope he gets hit by a truck.
Alex,
Robust.
where is the fume extractor?
Fume extractor?
This is for the Axe cosmetic that if you don't have an Axe cosmetic for dollars, I will want these $3 back. Kappa. What's an Axe cosmetic? Alex, fume extractor. No, you're missing the point. I can do that part. Alex, fume, where?
Oh. You mean the bent? Yeah. Yep.
Alright. I probably did, Paul. I probably did. Indeed I did, Paul. Yep. Zoltan is here. Zoltan, how have you been doing on Eli's streams where he laughs at his sentences as he's saying them? I saw he banned or timed you out recently for saying something in response to him laughing at himself as he was speaking. I'm using flux meant for copper pipe work as the only flux I can get. What the fuck are you doing? Get some Amtech. You madman? You're an animal. They have Amtech Flux in China? Yeah, Erica was going to bring the Oreo's rubber ducky and ask Eli to sign it, but we forgot. Where's Mr. Paul Daniels? I'm not opening her MacBook. I'd rather Louis do it. I know my limitations. Yeah, open it up. What's the worst that can happen? Worst that can happen is she has to convert to a ThinkPad. Fine by me. That resistor kind of looks like shit in the corner over there. I don't know. I think mine is 0.15 millimeter. It's 0.015 or something like that. You're not going to make me replace those CD3215s now, are you? Oh, no way. I don't wanna. Don't make me. Let's see, is PP3V3 underscore G3 hot present? Oh shit. It's not. Wait, never mind, it is. Yeah, those CD3215s are probably just corroded and bad. There's only so much that a reflow is going to do for it. HAKKO 840 Fahrenheit, quick 500 Celsius. I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. Bad. Bad to the bone. Bad to 500 Celsius. No 20, no boot looping. No 20 volts. No boot looping. Oh, not this shit again. What's the dumbest thing you did in your life? I don't know. Read that question. Yeah, they're all doing it. So every one of them is staying stuck at 5 volts and not go to not go to 20. But they're also not boot looping, which pisses me off because it should be boot looping. Hired Eugene is up there. There's lots of stupider stuff I did than that. Buy back into Agile Therapeutics at the end of 2019 after I sold out at $5.30 in November of 2017. I mean, buying back in at the end of 2017. That's a big dumb one. Trying to branch into selling PC screens with my supply company back in 2011. That was a dumb one. Okay, this is interesting because there's one port here that doesn't actually even activate at all. So this port doesn't do shit. Like this port at least turns the thing on. This one, straight up nothing. So which port is that? I'm gonna guess it's the other CD3215. I didn't wick it, I added solder like a jackass. But it's fine. Sometimes you can leave the balls on. Why do you write saying DOE? What the hell is that? That's the type of ridiculousness I expect in other people's online chats, but never mind. No, I know that, Corey. I'm asking why is that dumb shit in my chat? I once boiled unwashed potatoes and used that water to make puree. Oh man, that's bad. Alright, so let's go over the dumb things I've done in my life. Behind door number 1, I decided to start selling PC screens and expand into all sorts of shit I shouldn't have expanded to in 2011, causing my supply company to fail. Behind door number... Oh, I bought 1,000 LP154 WP4 TLA1s with someone else's money. Because I got a good deal on them without ever stopping to realize maybe there's not demand for 1,000 of this fucking screen. At any price. Hiring Eugene. Spending about 100,000 plus on moving right to a space that's 12,500 a month, right before the oncoming of a global pandemic that's going to change the face of retail and as we know it. That's a big one. Not taking Erica's MacBook and breaking it over my knee the first time I met her. That's a big one. Because the thing is, like, if I do it now, she'll think it's fucked up because I've known her for a while. But if I had done it immediately, she would have said, "Oh my God, that's so mean and terrible," and then she would have gotten over it, and then I wouldn't have to see a MacBook anymore. And that's a big one. So yeah, when I got off the plane and like she went to give me a hug, I probably just should have like said one moment, just like taken the MacBook and just broken it over my knee. You know, yeah, GTFO. No, James. U4700 is a part of a bunch of other shit. So if you take a look at the USB-C muxing circuit on the 820-00045, you'll see that there are at least probably about a dozen chips all working together to do the job that one CD3215 does. Alex, Q-tips. They're in that cabinet on the other side of here, of this wall. The cabinet on the other side of this wall. No, Cinevision. I've done that before. I know my knee is stronger than the MacBook. Yeah, I probably would have survived the virus in the old store. You got to think about it. If I had saved all of that money, I probably could have actually closed for a while and not have been in the same position. I probably have a lot of pissed off... I have more pissed off customers for sure. Because that's the thing. Even if I did close, like not even from a financial standpoint, from a customer satisfaction standpoint, there would be a lot of pissed off people. Q-tip. Thank you. I don't know how I would have recovered from that. I'm not really sure that once you close and everybody knows that you're closed, that the business comes back immediately. There is no such thing as an understanding customer at DNA Electronics. They're paying you for a service. You either do the service or you don't. You either complete the job or you fail. You either satisfy their need or you're useless to them. There's no in between. That's what had me laughing about minimum wage a long time ago. Because the thing that used to kill me is when I would see someone come into the store and like we would say it would be $65 to do something, and they would say, but the guy next door said 55. And the guy next door literally had like his fucking nephew or something that he wasn't even paying working the counter. And I had someone that was making $26 an hour working the counter. And he'd have a Bernie Sanders sticker on his laptop with like "Feel the Burn." Oh yeah, you really want a living wage. That's why you're walking out of my store and back to the other store where the guy who has his fucking 12-year-old off the books, probably getting paid in cookies nephew to do the same job. Yeah. But anyway, my point is that when it comes to customers, when a customer needs something done, all that matters is price, turnaround, quality. A lot of times they'll settle for one of them being missing. They only need... None of that stuff matters. Pandemic doesn't matter. You know, your situation doesn't matter. Your wife died doesn't matter. Because you have to think about it. And I'm not even blaming the customer for it. All that matters to them is, can you solve their problem? If you can solve their problem, great. If you can't solve their problem, you're literally worthless to them. Not that they hate you as a human, it's just, you know, what is the point of them doing business with you if you cannot solve their problem? Like if I close for a month and someone needs their device to do work because they cannot work from home without their device working, they don't care. They're just going to find some other way to do it. You know, maybe buy a used machine, try to figure it out themselves or whatever. Greg, what do you mean? I'm kind of curious. I'm not disagreeing or agreeing with you. I just want to make sure that I clarify what your position is before I respond to it. So give me an idea, Greg. How do you know if a chip is aligned? So many balls. Great question. Great question. By the way, stop paying me, you fuck. Okay. So the first thing I do is I push it down onto the board with the tweezers like this, right? Now, if the chip is aligned, when I scratch it, it's not going to move a distance that's greater than the diameter of a single pad. The fact that the chip is moving a distance greater than the diameter of a single pad means it's not aligned. So we go back and we do it again. You want to put it as close as you can, push down, and then when I scratch, like see how I'm fuck. I did too much. So you want to put the chip down, and then when I scratch on the top, see how the chip is moving? I'm going to zoom in more so you can see the chip moving. And I'm going to just blow out the light right there. Can I get a camera that has automatic exposure and white balance adjustments? Because that's hitting that button's a pain in the ass. So see how when I'm scratching the chip, it's not moving back and forth more than the diameter of a single ball? That means I'm aligned. Now I can go. I really need auto exposure and white balance adjustments because this is starting to get old. This is a new light. I removed the polarizer filter though, just out of curiosity. Someone said that the polarizer filter doesn't matter unless you polarize the light as well as the image. Ironically, the person who said that was the same person that said you should get a polarizer filter. Like, would have been nice to know that I need to get a polarized light with a 2, you motherfucker. But, before I spent $120 on a useless piece of glass. Well, whatever. I have no idea, Miles Brown. I don't have that statistic in my head. Fuck. Oh, fuck! Did I really? I did, didn't I? Oh, I did. I screwed the pooch on that. Greg says totally F up the social isolation, mostly due to a very disorganized political message. It's going to be very difficult for everyone. It'll be even worse for those who closed. Yeah, that's what I figured. Like, I was worried about that. Like, you know, would I be perceived as that asshole that caused everybody in New York City to die because my business stayed open during the pandemic? Even if we did stay open under different organization, I mean, even if we did, you know, have different hygiene standards and change the way everything in the front was, would that be the perception that I have to deal with? However, the question then becomes, would I rather deal with that and explaining myself, or would I rather deal with losing everything that I spent 13 years to build and starting 100% from scratch with no space, no company, no staff, no anything? And I gotta say, you know, like, given the... It's one of those things where I would rather ask for forgiveness than permission. Just like every other bank, every CEO, every government official, every other fucking prick in this modern world. Rather ask for... If there's any lesson to be learned over the past 13 years, it's that it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And there were Reddit posts, and, you know, the funny thing is a lot of them actually got taken down. Like, after I responded to them, a lot of them got, the original poster would delete it. There were a lot of people, you know, saying what an asshole I was for the fact that I was open in r/coronavirus. That subreddit, by the way, has become a complete and utter fear porn circle jerk of, you know, if you're not closed forever, then, well, fuck you entirely. And the thing is, I'll read shit in there, and, like, yeah, they'll have people without masks or anything that wind up saying nobody should wear them, and then they get sick the next day and blah, blah. And it's weird. When you first started, you ever feel like giving up? You ever think you'll never learn boards or get anywhere? Yes. In 2010, I got myself a HAKKO A51. No, 2009, actually. And it wound up sitting there for years because I tried to learn and I failed. And then I tried again. I bought a HAKKO FR801. Remember one of the first more advanced board repairs I was going to do, I wanted to replace the HAT 1127 chip on the 820-2530 because it had corrosion. But that's never the problem. The problem is actually that U6901, its PP342 VIA was bad, but I just replaced the thing that had corrosion. And when that didn't work, sushi.
Can Christopher Kelly be a sponsor?
Christopher Kelly should be a sponsor of the stream. We got to add something. Thank you. He left 40 minutes ago, but he said he ordered sushi for everyone.
Oh. It's like $80 worth.
I know. What the fuck?
What?
I have a sugar daddy. Does this mean I have to show my tits on stream like Amaranth or something?
I'll do it for you. In your behalf.
Yeah. Anybody want to see you? No, show your tits on stream for Christopher Kelly.
Do I have to?
You kind of do.
It's my first time. I'm a little nervous.
Right.
Girls go.
Ah! I was kidding, you sick bastard! I need a respirator. Anyway, where was I? And we're stuck at 5 volts too. I'm sad now.